welcome. We are so excited to have all of you here. Thanks for joining us. We're doing something different that we've never done before. In all of our events, we've always focused on orchid care. So we're really excited to do something different. And we have invited Sheley Hunt with Devi Co to join us today. We have very similar earrings on, and they are both made by Sheley, and she has on a beautiful necklace, and this is the orchid jewelry that she makes. And we all love orchids, and we all especially love their flowers, so this is really fun, and we're really excited to have her. And so these are made from actual orchid flowers that have been preserved. And Sheley, will you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for having me today. I'm so excited to be here. It's my very first live event for my business, Devi Co. So I'm so grateful for you, Anna, for having me today. And I'm really excited to talk to every one of your community members at Orchid Bliss and especially your orchid buds. And to show my appreciation today, there is a special surprise for everybody who joins the session and stays until the end. And in addition to that, there's also a special giveaway specifically for Orchid Buds members. So if you are an Orchid Bud, that's a special thing that we have coming for you at the end of the session today, as well as a gift for everybody who stays until the end of the session. So again, I'll introduce myself. I'll tell you a little bit about who I am and about what I do. As Anna mentioned, my name is Sheley. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I make jewelry from real orchids that are preserved in resin, and I combine the flowers with natural gemstones, shells, and pearls, along with sterling silver metal pieces. I'm very excited to have my work featured in some very prominent museums and botanical gardens. Specifically, we have the Atlanta Botanical Garden. I'm at Lewis Ginter Botanical Garden. We have Mounts Botanical Garden in West Palm Beach. I also have my work at the Ringling Museum, the Detroit Institute of Art. We have the Flagler Museum in West Palm Beach as well, and Vizcaya down in Miami. So all of those beautiful tropical locations, all of the prominent botanical gardens, I'm really happy to have them featuring my jewelry in their gift shops there. So that in a nutshell is who I am, where I'm from, and what I do.
Well, we are honored to have you here with us. Thank you, Renita, for saying that you're so excited. Everyone, go ahead and you can feel welcome to participate in the chat. It's there for you to use. So we are fortunate to have Sheley Hunt show us her jewelry and how she does it. Will you tell us a bit about your journey? Sheley, how did you get started? How did you even get the idea to create this jewelry? Hello, Nancy and Debbie.
Yes, hi, Nancy and Debbie and Renita. We see you there in the chat. If you have any questions along the way, please feel free to put those into the chat over there. So I've always kind of been a maximalist, you could say. And I've always been really in love with tropical atmosphere, the beach, the ocean, tropical jungle. It's always just been a part of who I am. And so, this is falling out. Hopefully everyone can still hear me. After I graduated college, I took the leap and I moved to Indonesia. I lived there for 2 years and I taught English there. So I felt like that was a way that I could really explore this tropical nature that I felt inside of myself. I don't know why. I feel like I always lived in the wrong place, but once I finally had the opportunity to choose for myself, I moved to Indonesia. I lived in Jakarta for 2 years. And I just got to experience what life was like there. And I was so inspired by all of the flora and fauna, as well as just the vibrance of everyday life. So many sights, so many sounds, so many just different textures and colors and smells, just sensory overload, really. Um, and while I was there living in Indonesia, I got the opportunity to travel to Bali several times. And that is where I bought my very first beads. I was um, in a village, Ubud, which is popular now. If you're on Instagram, everybody knows about Ubud, but at that time was much different. So I was able to buy my very first beads from local artisans there in Bali who have traditionally been silversmiths, stone cutters, and things like that. So I found myself with these beads, but I didn't know what to do with them. I had no idea. So I was just so inspired. I couldn't let that opportunity pass me up, really. So I bought my very first beads there. I came back home to, at that time, my home was in Jakarta, and I began to teach myself how to put the beads together to make jewelry. So that's really where everything started. And then the next, as I grew along, I came to incorporate the orchids later in my jewelry. But that also came about as a result of my time living in Indonesia. I had to travel to Singapore for just one day, a single day in Singapore. And so while I was there, to waste the time while I was waiting for my visa to process, I spent my whole day at the Singapore Botanical Garden. And if you know, I'm sure you know, Singapore is renowned for their orchid sanctuary that's part of the botanical garden there. And that's where I really fell in love with orchids. I felt like my whole experience living in Southeast Asia could be summed up in the orchid flower because it's such a diverse flower. There's so many different species, there's so many hybrids. They can look so completely different and they can look pretty crazy, but they're all so beautiful in their own way. And for me, that really symbolized my experience living in Southeast Asia. Every day was a little bit crazy. Every day was really, you know, it's just life, but you're experiencing it in a different place. So every day wasn't always pretty, but they were always really beautiful. So that time living in Southeast Asia is really when everything really started to come together for me. So as I grew in my jewelry journey, I started to incorporate my kind of maximalist style for beading, and doing that by incorporating various textures, colors, shapes, and sizes that you wouldn't necessarily put together. I just began to experiment with that. So also while in Singapore is the first time I was exposed to the preserved flowers. So those were offered there in the gift shop. So I, when I came home from Southeast Asia, I wanted to find a way to kind of meld these two perspectives together with a traditional design, but my take on that and how I could take my jewelry and really make it a reflection of what I experienced so that I could keep that alive in myself and also share that with other people. So that is basically my jewelry journey and how I came to love orchid flowers. They just really, um, seeing them there in the context of the Singapore National Orchid Garden was really impactful for me, and just I couldn't get that vision out of my mind.
I love your sense of adventure. I have an aunt, and their family lived in Singapore for I think about 5 or 6 years, and she had some orchids, and the way she took care of them was she just set them outside, and
Yeah,
everything else just took care of itself. So
yeah,
that
it's true.
I love your sense of adventure. That is amazing. And how you just started putting things together. So, Sheley, will you share with us the actual process that you use to create your jewelry?
Sure, of course. So each of the flowers, they're all natural orchid flowers. The basic process is that they are being dried and they're being preserved in resin. So these flowers are cultivated and grown in Orchid Sanctuary in Chiang Mai, Thailand. That's in northern Thailand. It has optimal conditions for growing orchids. So they're grown there, they're cultivated by locals. And once the flowers are harvested, some of the colors can be enhanced. They're not dyed per se, but for example, we don't have a natural blue orchid. So the blue orchid pieces that I have are going to be color enhanced. So that would be done after the flowers are harvested. The water that the flowers are in absorbs through the petals, just like you probably did in your science class with a stalk of celery or a carnation when you were in school. So that could be part of the process if the colors are enhanced, but not all of the colors are enhanced. Yellows, pinks, reds, orange are natural colors. So the flowers are harvested. Any color touch-ups that need to be happen are done then. And then the flowers are dried using silica. So this step takes at least a week. It could take more than that. It really just depends on the environmental conditions, how humid it is, the temperature fluctuations. So the flowers are submerged in silica that absorbs the moisture from them. And what that does is that allows the flower color to be preserved without the browning that you would have if you just were to dry your flowers at home by yourself. So that moisture has to be removed rapidly or else you'll get that deterioration. So after the flowers are dry, that's about a week-long process, give or take. After that, the flowers are sprayed with a lacquer. And what the lacquer does is it preserves the shape of the flower. So that hardens the petals, that makes sure that the definition of all of the petals, all of the different flower parts are going to be able to sustain the weight of the resin process. So they're sprayed with lacquer. It takes several coats of that. So that takes about another week. So we're at about 2 weeks now. From there, each flower is individually basically painted with a resin layer by layer. So each layer of the resin can take 4 or 5 days to cure, and you have to keep going and going and going layer by layer until the desired thickness is arrived at. So it takes about 4 weeks from when the flowers are harvested to the end of the process. Whenever these flowers are then ready to be shipped out from Thailand to me here in Atlanta. I see Jody is asking if she should be able to see me. Can everybody see me? I can see me, so I hope that you can see me too. Okay, Diane can see me. All right, Renita can see me. Okay, so it seems like most people are able to see me. Well, if you can't see me, at least you can hear me talking about these lovely pieces, and you just use your imagination. Okay, Anna's got the solution there. So just turn your phone sideways, and you should be able to see both Anna and myself. Yes.
All right. Well, okay. Sorry, I got caught up in the chat a little bit.
That's okay. So did I.
It's a 4-week process from when the orchid flowers are first harvested, and then they go through a multi-step process to dry them out and then harden them.
Exactly.
And preserve their shape.
Exactly. So once. Sorry.
That is very, very cool.
Yes. Another thing that's interesting about the process is that This is a cottage industry in Thailand. There's only a few orchid sanctuaries that complete this process. Um, I've been there myself to the garden where my flowers are grown. I've met the craftspeople, so I can ensure that they have fair wages, their working conditions are healthy, and also it's providing jobs for young moms, mostly who need to be able to support their families but may not have the opportunity traditionally to work outside of the home. So this is something that they're actually able to bring into their home and do throughout the month and still be able to be at home with their young children. So it's really a special thing. Um, and I know there are just a few gardens where this is even occurring. So it's a very special product. Once the flowers come to me here in Atlanta, I I kind of play mix and match to decide what flowers I want to pair with which beads, seeing how the colors have turned out, what varieties I've been able to acquire, and what shapes I like that with them, things like that. So once they come to me, I can apply another coat of resin to the back. I apply sterling silver metal components so that I can then incorporate them into my designs or do them into these different kinds of um, designs. So I think another thing that uh, just to mention a little bit is that when I'm creating my pieces, I really do try to call back to that experience living in Southeast Asia. So it's always playing with shape, it's always playing with color, it's always an unexpected detail into something that might be traditionally something kind of weird with something that's traditionally quite beautiful or something that people don't tend to like combined with something that's very beautiful, kind of just to tie in a different perspective here, because I really do want to reflect the international appeal, the tropical paradise here, and just also you have to balance your orchids. It's such a strong flower, but I want for the whole look to be cohesive together. So I try to really be mindful and thoughtful of my combinations of what I'm putting together, and also why have I done that? What does the aesthetic represent? What is the value here? Um, the piece that I'm wearing now is an everyday necklace, and this piece has half beaded and then a sterling silver chain around the back. But my signature silhouette is actually a chunky statement necklace that's fully beaded. And for those, I purposely designed them for the orchid flower to be placed off center to the side. And my choice in doing that was really to mimic just the carefree flower behind your ear when you're on vacation, which is really what I want this joy to make you feel. I want it to make you feel like those days where you were carefree on vacation, where you just got to immerse yourself in the beauty of paradise. And for me, nothing says that just like a carefree flower behind your ear. So even though these pieces are on necklaces, the statement necklaces have that flower set to the side, and the reason is just to mimic that look and to give you that feel. We all love how we feel when we're on vacation.
One thing I like is that they're really lightweight. So even though like this earring is probably a good 2 inches wide,
Yeah,
but it's very lightweight, so you don't feel like you're just like weighed down with heavy jewelry.
yeah, it's true. And the reason when people see the flowers, they imagine that they're made of glass because they're luminescent like that. They're very shiny. But literally, this is a flower with a few coats of resin on it. So they're so lightweight. They're so easy to wear. Um, but for the necklaces, the weight really does vary depending on the stones because there are natural stones as well. So there can be a little bit of weight there, but for earrings, things like that, they're so easy to wear every day.
Of all of your pieces, so which resonates the most, like with you, and also with like, do you personally have a favorite, and then also just with other people? Is there a favorite piece of jewelry?
Yes, so something that's always going to be popular are the orchid earrings and the orchid clips. Um, so my orchid earrings, you can see Anna and I both have on the dangle variety, and Anna is wearing the ones that are called bunga, and bunga is the Indonesian word that means flower. So those dendrobiums are going to be the bunga. Mine are called fleur, and they are formosum. They're a little bit washed out in my lighting here, but they're both yellow varieties. So these are the dangles. They're on sterling silver. But I'm also able now to offer clip-ons. So there's really something for everybody here. Here's an example of the clip-on. So this is a Chrysotuxum. It's a hybrid. This one's a red one, and it's on the sterling silver clip-on there. So these are really popular because there's something for everybody. They can do the dangle. You can do a clip-on. I also offer the earrings in a sterling silver stud. So for me, my personal favorite are the stud flower earrings, and the reason for that is because they always stay facing front. Um, the dangles have a lot of movement. They're a lot of fun, especially if you have your hair up. But I prefer actually to have these studs because they're always going to face outward. They're always going to face the right direction. And then when you have your hair down or shorter hair, they really have a pop of color there for you. So the flower earrings in a lot of different varieties, they're always popular. I have so many colors. I have so many different breeds available. Number one seller are the bunga earrings, like Anna has on. Uh, all of the colorways are always super popular. I even have green ones, which I will be wearing myself on Friday for St. Patrick's Day as well. So the earrings are really popular. Another popular item that I have are the clips. So this has a clip on the back here. It also has a loop. So it has a loop on the top, so you can actually string this onto a chain that you have yourself, or you can also thread a scarf through here and wear it as a necklace. But you just can clip it in your hair. I clip it onto a scarf or a lapel. My woven bag for summer, my little clutch, I have one clipped in there. You can clip it to your hat. So really, even though they are meant as hair clips, there are so many ways to style them. So these are a bestseller as well. And people really love to give these as gifts because they're so versatile. Everybody has an orchid story, right? Everybody loves orchids. Even if you yourself, which I know you are orchid lovers, even people who aren't orchid lovers, they have their aunt who has a green thumb for orchids, or the orchid was the flower of their very first corsage. We all have memories of orchids, and so giving a clip as a gift, an excellent idea. So I have so many of these available as well.
I feel like all of us have memories with orchids. Even like a lot of us, we received our first orchid as a gift, or we tie it to a loved one. I feel like that is so true. And I mean, like you said, they can help us remember. We can feel like we're on vacation anytime, right? With orchids.
Exactly. And so looking in the chat, I see so many people are dealing with snow today. I'm in Atlanta and we're in the 30s. It's not normal for this time of year. But when you put on the orchid jewelry, it really just elevates your spirit. It really just lifts it. And another benefit is you get to take this with you wherever you go. Your orchid plants are going to stay in your home. You're not going to carry them out shopping with you, And the jewelry and the clips, you can clip it to your bag, you can clip it in your hair, you can pop in the earrings, and then you're in your orchid space wherever you go.
Well, when I feel like orchids, generally the flowers are like pretty fragile, but in this resin, like I'll just say this, they're nice and stiff. Like they don't feel fragile to me. I mean, I would still want to be careful with it, but they don't feel really fragile.
Right.
Sheley, do you mind if we so I know that you have something special to share with everyone, and do you care if at the very end if we have a short Q&A?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
That
All right,
great.
Jody, she's in Florida with 75 degrees.
Well, I'm jealous of you, Jody. Send some of that warm air up here to Atlanta. Yeah. So I did also want to share 2 more pieces before we move on. This is a really popular necklace. This is the Nixie necklace.
Ah.
So this is an epidendrum hybrid in yellow, and then these tiny beads are actually emeralds. Okay, so these emerald beads are hand faceted, and they are 2 millimeters. So you can see, look at that compared to my thumb.
Gorgeous. Right? They're so pretty.
These are super duper tiny gemstones with a small epidendrum orchid. So this is called the Nixie necklace. The emerald one is brand new. I just released it this week. But this necklace has been really popular in pearl, and the pearls are the same size, right? So they're super duper tiny. The pearl variety with the pink orchid has been really popular, as well as the blue apatite with the purple orchid has also been super popular. And these are really great for everyday wear as well, because they're very lightweight, they're very small. For you who are not maximalist like me, more minimalist.
Yeah, well, it helps put it in perspective when you show it with the necklace that you have on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like we can see that it really is a pretty dainty flower.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's very, very small. Okay. And then those emeralds are just really beautiful as well. Finally, as far as the most popular pieces go, this is my most popular everyday necklace. And this one is made with morganite beryl with pearls, and then it does have sterling silver chain. So these are popular because they help distribute the weight of the beads and make it really easy to wear the piece on the everyday, instead of the statement necklaces that are really big and you kind of have to plan your outfit. These, it's easier just to throw on.
Yeah, with the blues, the greens, even kind of hints of purple and pink.
Yeah. So this gemstone is called morganite, but really it's a combination of morganite, which is like orange to pink, beryl, which is reddish, and aquamarine, which is the green to blue tone. So it's a kind of a combo there, but they all get lumped into the same category as morganite because they actually have the same chemical structure with slight variations that cause the difference in the colors.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's actually the way it is with a lot of gemstones. They're chemically very much the same, and there will be just like a different balance of different compounds which cause the color to vary. Like sapphires and emeralds and rubies are actually like mostly the same.
Very cool. Tell us, will you show us that necklace that you have in the back that has, I think, is that pieces of, yeah, will you show us that one?
Yes. This is called the Calypso necklace. This is my star necklace. Let's see. Okay. These are Keshi pearls. So these are our natural pearls. They're non-nucleated. They are a byproduct of the culturing process, but they're 100% organic. And Keshi pearls are pure nacre. So the nacre is basically that iridescent covering that covers the seed that the oyster then creates the pearl around. But the thing about Keshi pearls is they don't have that little grain. they are just nacre. There's nothing in the center of this. So those are AAA grade Keshi pearls. In between, I have tiny little faceted topaz, and then we have the orchid here. So you can see that it's designed to be off to the side here. But if you prefer, you know what? It's fine. Just pull that around and you can wear it centered, right? But it's weighted and it's designed to be off to the center. And all you have to do is on the back, toggle that clasp, center it on the back of your neck, and then it's going to situate the orchid where it's designed to go.
Very pretty. Yeah. And it probably helps that the flower itself is a lot. It's not like you're putting a heavy weight right here. It's a light weight right here. So it helps it stay balanced.
Right. And I do use a toggle clasp on the back of my statement necklaces. So that helps to carry the weight of the flowers. So instead of having a tiny little lobster clasp that's really hard to work, yeah, the toggle clasp is larger, it's heavier, but also it's simpler and it's more secure. It's more substantial and it helps sustain the weight of the piece itself.
Very pretty. Very cool.
Yeah. So this the Calypso is one of my favorite pieces. It's the most expensive in the line, apart from my Larimar pieces, but the reason for that is because of the organic Keshi pearls and the topaz beads. So this would be one of the top of the line pieces, where not all of them are going to get as expensive as this one, but it's expensive for a reason.
Very pretty.
Thank you. Okay. The website is actually devico.boutique. And co.boutique.
There we go.
Yeah.
I was close, but not all the way.
That's okay. Okay. So that is all about that. And then, so Anna, are you ready for us to make our announcement?
Yes, I am. This will be really fun. Okay, drum roll.
Okay, so thank you everybody for being here today. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Anna, for having me. For everybody who attended today, I am gifting you a $20 digital gift card to use on anything from my website. There is so we're going to go ahead and send that over. We'll send a link. You'll be able to click the link. It says shop now. Oh, and the picture there is actually the Calypso necklace that I just showed you guys. Yeah. So all you have to do is click shop now, and that's going to take you directly to my website, devico.boutique. Load up your shopping cart with whatever you want, and the $20 will be taken off automatically when you check out. Okay. So you might be confused. It's not going to take you to a special page. It's just take you to the website. On the website, shop around, choose whatever you want. There's no minimum spend for that. When you check out, $20 will be taken off of your total. Also, I will put in the discount code if you prefer to go manually.
Okay, we do have a couple of questions. Diane wants to know if you ship internationally, and then Heather wants to know, does the gift card expire after today?
It does not. You will have this credit until you spend it. So there's no expiration date set for that.
So go ahead and put it in your cart now. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, put it in your cart, and then you can use it when you want to. Okay, and then do you do international shipping?
I do ship internationally, and that should be available to you at checkout once you put in your address. I've only shipped to a few countries as of right now: Scotland, Ireland, Canada. So if you live in another country and you're having some troubles, you can just send me an email and I can help you. And my email is Sheley@devico.co, not .com. It is
.co.
It is .co. Okay, and I put that in the chat for you as well. I do also want to mention that for the $20 off, that's for any amount, any spend. If you do spend over $150, there's also free shipping that will be added to your cart as well. So that is for everybody.
That is so generous. Super excited.
Well, yeah, thank you. And I'm so grateful to be here and thankful to be able to share a little bit about what I do and my story with your crew at Orchid Bliss.
They are a great crew, really. I feel like I have the best people that come to my website and that get my emails, so I really appreciate.
There's just something about orchid lovers.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Okay, and then for anybody who is in the Orchid Buds, this is only for Anna's Orchid Buds. We are doing a giveaway. So if you are an Orchid Bud, you can click the link to enter into the giveaway. For the giveaway, you will have your choice of clip. You can choose any of the colors or breeds that I have available, and you will also receive a $40 gift card to use as well. So you'll be receiving your choice of orchid clip and also a $40 digital gift card that you can use on my website at any time. So for that, to enter the giveaway, you must be an Orchid Bud member, okay? So if you want to enter the giveaway and you're not an Orchid Bud yet, I'm sure that Anna will be able to put in the information here so that you can join Orchid Buds and then you can enter the giveaway.
I'll put that. Let's see. I can pull that up really quick. But while I'm doing that, does anyone have any questions for Sheley? This has been so fun. It's nice to do something a little bit different. Like we're always thinking about temperature and water and potting and humidity. And so it's just so fun just to be able to focus purely on enjoying the orchid flowers. So if you have a question, go ahead and just put it in the chat and Sheley will be able to see it.
Yes. So yeah, another good thing is that you don't have to worry about overwatering or underwatering or what type of potting soil to use. These orchids are going to be there for you. They also, I will say that I do guarantee these. Anna mentioned that she felt like they were really sturdy. They are really sturdy. They are not like glass. They are not going to shatter like that. But in the off chance that something does happen, if a petal breaks or something gets crushed, I always repair or replace as a complimentary service. So you don't have to worry about, how long it's going to last, because I will always be there for you to do anything that I can if anything does happen to break. So Heather is asking how much I make from this wonderful business. Are you talking about how much money do I make or how much jewelry do I make? So I was really fortunate enough to be able to really invest full time in Devi Co. actually towards the end of the pandemic until now. So I'm really just starting to find my footing here. and finding my place in the market. So as far as money is concerned, I mean, still working on that part, but it's a lot of fun, and I'm really grateful to be able to do that. And Peggy, thank you for being here. I'm so glad that I'm able to be here and to share this with you. I really, that's just what I want to do. I want to show my perspective. I want to share beauty. I want to do it in a way that's a little bit different and a little bit unexpected, because I'm a little bit different and a little unexpected, and just like orchid flowers are. I mean, think about how many different varieties they are, how different they can look. Vanilla is an
your
orchid.
business, it supports women, mothers in, is it Thailand that you said?
Yes, in Thailand.
And then you are able to provide it in a sustainable way that we can enjoy. I just love the ethics of your business.
Yeah, that's really important to me, because I'm all about people, and that's why I didn't just want to go visit Indonesia. That's why I didn't just want to go and see Bali. That's why I lived there, that's I wanted to experience that, and I want to support um, the community. I want to be a part of the community wherever I am. And so having the individual people, seeing it for myself, knowing that on a micro level, what we're doing makes a difference to real people is so important. And Renita asked how many years I've been making jewelry. So I got my very first beads when I was in Bali, and that would have been 2009. So it's been a little while now. Yeah. So thank you again so much, guys, for having me. Someone asked about St. Patrick's Day necklace. So
oh yeah, they wanted to see your St. Patrick's Day earrings.
Oh, the green earrings.
Green ones.
I have to go off camera for this one.
Okay. We can handle that.
Okay, hang on one sec.
All right, we're going to get a special preview of Sheley's St. Patrick's Day earrings. So if you have any other questions, you can be thinking of them while she grabs her earrings. But thank you for being here. I know it's something a little bit different just to look at these in a different way. I'll show you my earrings up close so you can see them. So they have a little edge, just showing your earrings. I want to show you what the back looks like. So I feel like they're pretty front and back. I like the little dendrobium point that they have on the back. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so for St. Patrick's Day, it did say necklace, but I have some earrings here. So these are the floor earrings. So they are
like the
little epidendrum earrings with hoops. I have the green ones. We have these in pink as well that have been super popular, is in purple and then like a cranberry color. So those have been really popular for St. Patrick's Day.
Those ones are bigger, right?
Green dendrobium, yeah. And then I also have, this is like a more of a teal green color. It's kind of not showing the green there, but that's what we have there. And then as far as the necklaces go, you might have been asking about this, the emerald Nixie necklace. Also, I can share a link to my green.
Yeah. Will you go ahead and put any social links that you have in the chat?
Yes.
Or else I can add it when we do the replay. I can add your social links there too.
Yes. So we will add the green collection. So this collection will show you all the items that I have available right now that have green. It might be a green flower. It might be a green gemstone. I have some peridot gemstones. I have the green orchids. I do have one statement necklace that I really love. It's called the Ubud necklace, and it has gold and brown branch corals with pink rhodochrosite and a giant green flower. It's a stunner. So that's the link to the green collection. And for socials, I really just do Instagram. So that would be Instagram.com/Devi.
And I'll just add this for the Orchid Bed members. I'll post it inside Orchid Buds who the winner is, so you'll know by the end of today if you won. So Instagram.com, Devi Co.
Yes, that's not Instagram. Instagram.com.
Well, we are so fortunate to have had you. You make beautiful jewelry, and you're also just a lovely person. And so thank you so much. I'm so glad that you reached out to me. I think it's been over a year ago that we first came in contact. So it's been wonderful getting to know you. And thank you so much for coming here at Orchid Buds, Orchid Bliss.
Thank you for having me.
So thanks for coming so much. And
thank you, Anna, and thank you to everybody in Orchid Bliss for having me. I hope that you enjoyed this. Please feel free to reach out with any questions that you have about any of the pieces or customizations, anything like that.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna.
Thank you.
We'll say goodbye. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.